Should children born out of wedlock take their father's surname? Oh my goodness. This was the conversation that trended online over the weekend. And I am so excited to talk about this because I always have these conversations with my friends. And I will tell you what I tell them. Absolutely not. Children who are born out of wedlock should not bear their father's surname. Normally, the ideal situation is two people meet, they fall in love, they get married, they have kids, and due to that, the child and the wife obviously bears the father's surname. However, this is not the reality. So, my advice would be if you are pregnant right now out of wedlock, do not give that child the father's surname. I would even go an extra mile and say, if that man is a deadbeat dad, that means he's not consistent. You're trying to get hold of him, you can't just get hold of him. You don't know if he's going to be there, and you know in your heart of hearts, because women, we know that you are going to be the active parent, the single parent. Remove his name completely from the birth certificate, or if you really want to put a name there, put your own father's name there. This is going to save you a lot of stress in the long run. When you look around, you see a lot of single mothers that are running around trying to chase these men, because if you have this man's name on the birth certificate, you need his consent for everything. If you're trying to get a passport, if you're trying to travel, if you're trying to even register them in a school, you need to get the consent of this father. And if this father is a deadbeat father, oh my goodness, you are going to suffer, because you're going to be running back to back, helter skelter, trying to get this man to give you his consent so that you can do whatever it is that you have planned with your child. So please, wisen up. Don't set yourself up, and do not sign anything on that birth certificate. And I know that there's some women that say, look, listen, all of that is nice, but I want my child to have a sense of identity. I want them to know where they're coming from. Not when they grow up, now they'll be like, who's your father? And the child is like, I don't have a father. What am I going to do? I don't want my child to go through that. Let me tell you something. Especially, I know with women who have boy kids, who are about to give birth to a boy child, there is that thing of, I need my son to have a father figure. I need my son to really know his roots. Let me tell you, put your own father's name on that birth certificate, because your child will now be linked to your father. That would be his identity. Abi, is your father also not man enough to be the father, to be like the father figure for your child? And I know there is also the part of like wishful thinking. This is when women are like, you know what, I need to put the father's name on the birth certificate so that, in case the man has money, he can inherit some property, or I want to put my child on his health insurance, or I also want child support. And when you put the name of the father on the birth certificate, it's irrefutable. It is evidence that this person is definitely linked to them. Hey, let me tell you something. Women, wisen up. Stop believing in wishful thinking. And I know this really happens when this man is wealthy. Sometimes women give birth, get pregnant for men who have money and think that this is their exit plan. Men that have money will show you what we call in Nigeria shege banza. They will deal with you because they know at the back of your mind, at the back of their mind, that you are able to put up with their excesses. So they would continue to hold the idea that there might be something coming in future for that child. Nothing is going to come. For the next 18 years, you're going to be running around trying to chase this man, trying to make him whether give you child support or health insurance. They will use it to control you. And what would be worse off is that they won't give you a dime. They will not give you any money. They will not be a present father, but they would continue to frustrate you. And this is not even on my script, but I just remember this and I want to tell women. Many men love their kids in proximity to the women they love. If you guys are in love when you guys started and you guys have a fallout, many men would not love that child anymore because they only love the child if they love the mother. So this is something you need to think about. So when you're with someone and you think because he's rich, he's going to help you, absolutely not. Please step away from what if will happen in the future, because most times nothing happens. So that would be my first point. And I know that there's also a case of like, 'cause nothing is black and white, of course. There's the case of, listen, two of us are in love. We're not married yet, but we plan to get married. Or, he looks like he's forthcoming. He's not a deadbeat dad. He looks like he actually wants to become a father. I will tell you this. You can't put his name on the birth certificate. but still maintain your own surname for that child. Because one, you guys are not even married, and you might never be. Like, you don't know what's going to happen in future. You don't know if this man is going to be in that person's life for the next 5 years or 10 years. But what you do know is that you are going to be in that child's life. So if this father is someone that you guys might get married, in future, or this person is really an active parent, put your own surname and put his name on the birth certificate. But be aware that it means you're going to require consent from him whenever you want to take like major plans or major decisions regarding that child, like passport, traveling, school, and things like that. And I hope that because he is an active parent, he would not frustrate you into getting that. And this is just me, because I'm a control freak. I'm always going to encourage that, listen, even if you guys look like you're going to get back together or you guys are going to get married, child, just please, like, leave that father's name side blank. If the guy now proves himself to be a real father, then you can now update it in the birth certificate. But this is just my own opinion. What do you think? Should children born out of wedlock, take up their father's surname? And should deadbeat dad even have the right to have their name on the birth certificate? I want to hear what you have to say in the comment section. We'll be right back.